Okay, let's start. Okay, question one. Now, question one, the participants was about 75,000 when rounded off to the nearest thousand. So what could be the actual number? So how do you round numbers to nearest thousand? All right, nearest thousand, okay, there are three zeros. So you should draw a line to show the last three digits. Then look at the digit nearest the line, right? You can see the digit 2 is nearest the line and you round down. So when you round down, it is 74,000. Okay, be the one that. Then go to the next one. Draw a line to show the last three digits. And again, you round down because the digit 4 is less than 5. So you round down. So that will be 74,000 again. Go to the next one. Look at the digit. That will be round down. Okay, digit 4, you round down also. And that will be 75,000. And that's what you want, right? So number 3 will be the answer. And then how about number 4? You draw a line, look at the digit 5, and you round up. Round up means you have to add 1. That's how you get 76,000. So we don't want that also. So the answer is number 3. Okay? All right. Uh, uh, hang on for a while first, Uh, okay, give me a while first. It's not give a reply to a mother. Okay, come. So let's go to question two. How many fifth? Now, fifth means what? Fifth means how many one fifth are there in 12 over 15? So if you look at this fraction, what do you call this? This is called one fifth. So how many one fifth are there in 12 over 15? So you will need to do what? You will need to look at the 12 over 15 and what do? Make the denominator into a fifth. That's the magic. Okay, that's a shortcut. So if you look at this fraction, what do you call it? It is called 12 over 15, 12 15. So how to make it into a fifth? You just have to divide by 3. So 15 divided by 3, and then 12 divided by 3, and you get 4 over 5. What do you call 4 over 5? It's called 4 fifth. That's how you read the fraction, 4 fifth. So how many fifth are there? There are 4. Okay, 4 fifth. So the answer is number 2. So you will have to make the denominator into what you want, which is a fifth. Okay, that is the lesson here. Okay, question 3. How many hundred there? Hundred there means decimal, 0.01, or if you write as a fraction, there will be 1 over 100. So how many hundred there are there in 0.8? Very simple. 0.8 is a one decimal place. You just change it, just add one more zero, become 100 there already. So 100 there, and then what do? Can you change it to a fraction? So when you change it into a fraction, that is called 80 over 100. And what do you call this fraction? It's called 80 100 there, decimal, decimal, 80 100 there. So how many 100 there? Answer number 2. Understand? And what do you call this decimal here? It's called 8 tender. 8 tender. All right, 8 tender. So if you add 1 0 behind, then there will be 80 100 there already. Okay, clear? So these are all P4, P4 concept. Okay, so for seller, check your answer. Question 1, 3, question 2, 2, and question 3, 2. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question 4. Now, I hope by now you should be quite good at this question already. Hope you don't make mistake. Anybody put number 1, which is wrong. Yeah, because if you put number 1, 2.25%, if you change the mixed number into a decimal, it is 2.25, which is correct, but it's still percentage. It is still percentage. You did not change totally into decimal. When you change it to decimal, there should not be any percentage. So how do you change it? You change the percentage to fraction, 2.25 over 100. Remember, percentage, how do you change into fraction? Over 100. So 2.25% is 2.25%. 2.25% is what fraction? 2.25 over 100. And then how to get your decimal? 2.25 over 100 is also divide by 100. Fraction means divide. So you will have to shift the decimal point to the left 1 and 2. Put the 0 in the basket, decimal point above the arrowhead, and 0 in front. So 0.0225, which is your answer number 3. This is very important now. Mr. Put a star there. All right, so that you don't get tricked the next time. Okay. right? So make sure how do you convert percentage to fraction? For example, if you have 10%, how do you convert to fraction? 10 over 100. If it's a decimal, 1.2%, how do you convert to fraction? Just 1.2 over 100. And then how to get rid of the decimal point? You just have to times 10 times 10. You will get 12 over 1000. And that's how you convert a decimal percentage into decimal. Understand? Okay, Aubrey, you clear, Aubrey? Okay. All right. Any question, please raise your hand now. By the way, this paper one is considered quite easy. All right. So it's on the easy side. So not many hard questions. So in the PSLE, if your paper one is that easy, then your paper two will be harder already. Okay, so just remember that. All right. So if your paper one if let's say your paper one is hard in PSLE, then your paper two will be a little easier. Okay, there's a balance. But very rarely will you have paper one and paper two hard. Okay, very hard, very rarely, but possible. So it depends on your luck. Okay, your luck for this year. Okay, question five. Now, what do you do? Bracket first. All right, so you copy down everything. 36 plus 12 minus 28 plus put the answer below the bracket, below the pointer, and then divide by 4. All right, step by step. Plus, minus, plus, divide. Do the divide first. So copy down everything again, all right? And then put the answer below the bracket, below the pointer, okay, below the pointer. Plus, minus, and plus, which one do you do first? You do whichever comes first. Plus and minus are equally important. So 48 minus 28 plus 24. Again, minus and plus, you do whichever comes first. So you have 20 plus 24. And your answer will be 44. So in the exam, do this way. By now, you should be expert already, getting this answer correct. What is a circumference? Circumference means pi d. And if it's a full circle, then pi d. If it's a quadrant, put the 1/4 in front. Okay, with a radius of 20 cm. So pi d, pi is 3.14 times diameter. Diameter is what? Take the radius times 2, and you get 40. Okay, now no calculator, no calculator. And if you ever do something like that, not good. Okay, not advisable. Okay, not advisable to do this because you will have learned how to break up the 40 into number bonds. Number bonds. This is what you are supposed to do. Okay, then you take 3.14 times 4. So just be careful with your timetable. So 4 times 4, 16, carry 1. 1 times 4, 4, then plus 1. Then 3 times 4, 12. So you put 12.56, then later times 10. Then you are tested on how to shift decimal point to the right, which is 125.6. So after you multiply already, what do you get? You get the circumference of the circle, which is 125.6 cm. So your answer should be number 2. All right, clear so far? Right, so don't do this. Of course, if you know how to do, then fine. But this will be a bit longer. So do something that's a bit faster. Now the time now is 13:15. Ben is 1 hour 45 minutes late. What time was his dental appointment? Timeline. Okay, timeline. And in paper two, if you ever write like this, you will be penalized. Paper one in your booklet B. If you write like that, minus marks. Time cannot minus duration, right? So you don't write like this. So you use a timeline. So you have 13:15. So 13:15, you put over here. Why? Because if you are late, what must you do? You will have to jump back to find the correct dental appointment. So you jump back 1 hour 45 minutes. So jump 1 hour. Okay, jump 1 hour, you will get 12:15, right? And then you need to jump 45 minutes, which is a bit hard. So jump to the nearest hour, which is 15 minutes. So you minus 15, you will get 1200. Yep. And then you jump back another how many minutes? Another 30. Jump back another 30 minutes. All right. How to minus? 0 is like a 60. 60 minus 30 is 30. And please don't write 12. No more 12 already because you're going backwards. So become 11. All right. 11:30 is your 24-hour clock. And this 11 is less than 12. So must be AM. Right? From 12-hour clock, you must know how to convert to 24-hour clock. If the hour is less than 12, that must be AM already. Understand? Okay, so this is primary 4. So answer will be number 4. Clear? Okay, next one. Let's go to question 8. PSQ is a straight line. So every time you see a straight line, what happened? Angle on the straight line is 180. So you can find this angle lah, but no need. Okay, we can do faster because I want to find TSQ. What is TSQ? Which is this angle. So put the question mark there. This is the angle I want to find. And you can see that there is already a 161 already. And then there's a right angle. Right angle is 90 already. So all you have to do is just take 360 angle at the point minus 90 minus 161, and then you get the answer. So I will use my calculator to get the answer faster. So of course you have to do working. So you will get 109 degrees. So the question mark is number 4. Any question? Angles at a point. So there's a property here. When the angles form a circle, that will be 360 degrees. Question 9. A book costs $P. So immediately what can I do? Without looking at the rest of the question, I can find how much is one book. All right, one book. And if you don't know whether 8 divided by P or P divided by 8, never mind. Okay, you can do this. 8 books, $P. Right? You want to find one book, what do? Jumping. Divide by 8. The other side also divide by 8. Then you understand that one book is actually P divided by 8. P over 8. That is how much is one book. Then 3 books will be what? 3 books will be 3 times P over 8. Okay? And then how to multiply fractions? Change the whole number into a fraction. 3 times P, 3P. 1 times 8, 8. Okay? So how much is 3 books? 3 books will be 3P over 8. And of course, bracket, dollar sign. So your answer, oh, there's no answer there, right? There's no answer there. So which one is the answer? Then you look, 3 times P over 8. Do you see 3 times P over 8? There's a P over 8 times 3. It's the same. So P over 8 times 3 is the same as 3 times P over 8. Okay? So that's your answer number 3. Okay, one more time. Uh, 3 times P over 8 is the same as P over 8 times 3. Okay, I think it's easy to understand. Okay, for Joshua, Jairus, you came in later, right? Okay, just have a quick check on the answers. Any mistake, you tell me. Question 1 is 3. Question 2 is 2. Question 3 is 2. Question 4 is 3. Question 5 is 2. Question 6 is 2.
Question,
Sorry, say again.
wait. Question 4.
Question 4 got mistake. Okay, that's a mistake that Mr. will expect you to make a mistake, right? This is something that's quite tricky, so a lot of people will get this mistake. Okay, since we got a bit of time, can we just go through this? Okay, Mr. We'll go through this again. Also, good revision for all of you, even though you heard already. Okay, 2.25%. Remember, why is it not 2.25? Because if you convert the 2.25, you convert into a decimal, it is 2.25. You're right, but it's still percentage. Still percentage. So you didn't change into decimal yet. So how do you totally change into decimal? You will have to make the percentage into fraction. So 2.25 over 100. Okay, and then what is fraction? Fraction means divide. So 2.25 divide by 100. Then you shift the decimal point to the left, 1 and 2. Okay, so 0 in the basket, arrowhead, decimal point, 0 in front. That's how you get 0.0225 without the percentage symbol. Okay, yeah, this is a PSLE question, has something like that, something similar. All right, so don't get tricked by this question. Okay, question 5 is 2, question 6 is 2, question 7 is 4, question 8 is 4. Any mistake? And question 9 will be 3. Okay, no mistake, All these are one mark question. Okay, question 10. Ratio of the women to men is 5 to 7. Now, when you do ratio, remember to
The
label.
question 6 is what again?
Sorry, say again.
Question 6 is what?
Oh, question 6. Question 6 is what answer? Question 6 is 2. 2. Do you get correct? Okay, correct, Okay, let's move on. Okay, or if there's any question, we can answer later lah, after the paper 1 lesson. Okay, when you do ratio method, remember you need to label the ratio plus the total. Must have a total. Okay, because you need a total to do harder questions. And women to men is 5:7, total is 12. Right? So the ratio are called units. There are 132 adults. Isn't that your total? That's why if you don't have a total, you can't continue. So your 12 unit is 132. Right? Then your 1 unit, you are going to divide. So you take 132 divided by 12, you will get 11. How many more men than women? So 7 minus 5, that will be 2 more units. So 11 times 2, 22 more men than women. So answer number 2. Okay? All right, Aubrey, okay, Aubrey? Make sure you have done already. If you haven't done your homework, not good because you are just copy answers only. Okay, question 11. Now, question 11, when you see something like this, okay, the markings there, the little lines there. Now, bar graph, line graph, all these will have something similar. You must count the gaps. If you don't count the gaps, you will get answer wrong. So you have 5 units, which is until 100. Then your 1 unit will be 100 divided by 5, right? First step. Then later on, you can find how much water in container P. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 units, which is 20 times 9. 20 times 9, 180 ml. Okay, then go to container Q. There are, of course, it's easier. Container Q is easier. 2 units is 100. Then 1 unit is 50. So, how much water in container Q? No need to count actually, 350 ml. All right, now somebody will make a mistake here. You add together and you find the total and you put down the answer as number 4, which is wrong because you didn't read carefully. What is the average? So need to highlight the words when you read. So what's the average? You must take 530 and then divide by 2 because there are 2 containers. So you do your dividing and you will get 265 ml. So did anyone put number 4? Aubrey? No? Okay, nobody put number 4, because if you read too fast, or you do too fast, or then you will make this mistake. Okay, question 12. Now, a jug contains 2/3 liter. Mr. Lee poured 3/4 of it into 8 cups. Now, please don't take 2/3 minus 3/4. Why? Or 2/3 plus 3/4, or don't make the denominator the same because there is no liters in front of 3/4. The two fractions are not talking about the same thing. So you will have to find how much is 3/4 of the lemonade. Of is times, and the fraction is talking about eats. So 3/4 times eats. What is eats? Eats refers to the lemonade. So 3/4 times 2/3 liter. Do you do that? Right. This is the most important step. And then after that, cancel, divide by 2, divide by 2. And then divide by 3, and then 3 divide by 3. Then cannot cancel already, then you multiply. So Mr. Lee has poured half liter into 8 cups. And if 8 cups, there is half liter. Then 4 cups. 4 cups will be what? Then you just jumping, divide by 2. Right? Then divide by 2. So half divided by 2. So you have to know how to divide fractions. So change the whole number into a fraction, then change, flip, keep, change, flip, and you will get 1/4 liter. So 4 cups will be how much lemonade? 4 cups will be 1/4 liters. So your answer is number 2. Correct? Okay, right? No lucky guess. If you lucky guess, you can consider as don't know how to do. All right, so there's no such thing as lucky guess. In the exam, good if you get a lucky guess. But when you do this homework, lucky guess is considered as still wrong. Don't know how to do. Question 13. Mr. Stan has 2 10-cent coin, 6 20-cent coin, and 3 50-cent coin. What is the minimum coins that she can use to make $2? To use the minimum coins, you must use many of the biggest value. Use as many of the biggest value coin. Right? So I use 2 50-cent coin. If you want to use 3 50-cent coin, can, but see whether can you make $2. So then I use 220 cent. 220 cent. Okay? So how much already? So I got $1.50, $1.90, then plus another 10-cent coin. See? which is the lowest value. So to get the minimum coins, you must use the most high value, okay, highest value coins, as many as possible. And that is how you make $2. So how many minimum coins do you use? Answer number four. 6 coins. Correct? Okay. All right. Let's go to next one. Question 14. Okay, question 14. What percentage? Everyone should know already. Change it to fraction, right? So that you can do faster. And then next one, put numbers on the bar graph. So line graph, bar graph, you have to put the numbers on top. And then what fraction of the pupils? So can you find how many pupils altogether? Then you just add the numbers. So 24 plus, oh, did I record? Did Mr. record? Ah, okay. Okay, Mr. Hip a sigh of relief. If we never record, then we have to start from question one again. But we have recorded, so don't have to restart. Okay, so how many pupils altogether? So 24 plus 12 plus 6 plus 8. So they are total 50. So what fraction of the pupils, which is all the pupils like apples? 12 over 50. All right. And now, it's not a matter of whether your answer is correct. Now, paper one is only 1 hour. Even if you get the answer correct, but how long you take to get the answer correct is also important. If you take a long time to get the answer correct, you don't have time to finish the paper one. So that's why Mr. Tong say write fraction so that you can get the answer faster and then finish your paper on time. So how many percent? 24%. Answer number two. Okay. Do you have a lot of steps also to get the answer? If you have a lot of steps, means you are also taking a bit more time already. Right? Paper one, every question must be about 2 marks, 2 minutes. Average about 2 minutes. Easier question, maybe less than 1 minute. Harder questions will be slightly more than 2 minutes. So average about 2 minutes to do every question. Question 15. Now, question 15 is a speed problem. If you know how to do the question, you don't need to draw the model. All right. Usually, paper one questions are quite easy. Model is for the paper two, usually. So Joe took half an hour time to travel 26 kilometer distance. Okay. So you got the time, you got the distance already. Without reading the rest of the question, you can find speed, right? Because your speed, time, and distance, they come together in one group. So, how do you find the speed? Now, you need to know your triangle, and your triangle must remember where to put the letters. So, how do you get speed? So, speed is equal to distance divided by time. All right, so let's write out the steps. Speed is equal to distance divided by time, and you are tested on how to divide fractions. So you change the whole number into a fraction, change the divide to times, and flip. So 26 times 3 will be 78 over 1. So the speed is 78 kilometer per hour. Why do you need to find the speed? Because how are you going to increase the speed if you don't know what is the original speed? How are you going to increase your speed if you don't know what's the speed at first? So this is the speed at first, and then you increase your speed by 8 kilometer per hour. Then what is the new speed? The new speed is now 86 km per hour. And he traveled for another. So that's the time, right? Another half an hour. So you got the speed again, you got the new speed, you got the time also. Now, can you find what? Distance, right? Distance. So how do you find distance? So distance is equal to speed, which is 86 kilometer per hour multiplied by time. And that's why Ms. Tong say that you must always write down the unit so that you can double check to see whether they are the same. When they are the same, then you multiply. Then you get 42 kilometer, right? So that's a distance for the second part of the journey. So what's the distance for the first part, which is 26? What's the distance for the second part, which is 42? Then what's the total distance? Then you take 26 plus 42 km. So your answer will be 68. How come there's no answer there? 68. Did I make a, let me double check.
It's supposed to be 43, not 42.
43. 43. Where is 43? 86 times half is 43. We some do mental sum. 43. 86 times half is 43. So 26 plus 43. Yes. Okay, help me to, if I make a careless mistake, do let me know. So 26 plus 43, and that's how you get your 69. So this is a good example. In the exam, what happened? You work out the answer. No answer. Then go and check again. There is a careless mistake somewhere. Okay. All right. Now, I think some of you don't even understand what is this, right? So I will show you the model. Okay. So if you know how to do, you can do without the model. But what is the model? Okay. So I'm going to erase this part and then we do the model. Okay. All right. So copy down already. So if you don't know how to do, then here comes the model. And the model is what will help you for the paper two. Okay. The anyone has done speed in school already? No, right? None except for Jiale. The rest of you haven't done speed, huh? Okay. Okay. So what is the model? Very simple. When you draw the model, you will need to read the question to see how the person is moving. So Joe took 1/3 hour to travel 26 kilometer. That's the first part. When he increases the speed, there will be a second part. Because why? The second part become faster. So there is a second part of the journey. So Joe label the person. Okay. And then the first part, first family. Okay. Those who haven't learned your speed, this is the method. All right. So there's a first part, there's a second part, and there's a boss family. Okay, boss family. Then what is the next step? Next step is to plug the numbers, put inside. Put inside. Don't solve. There's no solving. Okay, put in the right place. And this one cannot put. You can't put that right, so don't put. And he traveled for another half an hour. What's the total distance, which is the boss family? Now, that's your model. And and by looking at the model, how does it help you to solve? The model will tell you go and find all these, go and find all these missing numbers lah, right? So, is there anything missing that we can find? Yes, we can find here. We can find the speed because it got a distance, got a time. So we distance times time, and that's how we get 78 kilometer per hour, right? And then you increase the speed by 8 kilometer per hour, so we can find this one, and that will be 86 kilometer per hour. So you can see the model will guide you to fill in the blanks. And then can you find this one? How do you find distance? Speed times time. You get 43 kilometer. Then can you find the total distance? Then you just plus together. That's how you get 69. And that's how the model tells you how to do. Understand? Okay, but if you know how to draw the model, then you don't need to draw the model. Okay, it's more for paper two. Okay, question 16. Okay, question 16. So we come to the open-ended problem. Now, shortcut, 3 marks cost $7.80. Did anybody go and find 1 mark? No need, because remember, you need to do fast. Jumping times 4 times 4. If you go and find 1 mark, you have one extra step. So $7.80 times 4, do your working correctly, and you will get $31.20. That's how much you spend on 12 marks. Then he gave the cashier $50 note, then you minus $31.20. So do your working carefully again, and you will get $18.80. Is that your answer? Okay, I am not showing you the working. I assume you know how to plus, how to minus, how to divide, because these are too simple. But if you need me to show you how to divide later at the end of the lesson, you let me know. Okay, question 17. Question 17, if you don't know how to do question 17 because it's an average problem, then draw the model, average model. Desmond scored an average of 69 marks in 3 tests. What is average? You draw a rectangle, cut into 3 boxes because there are 3 tests. Average means every test the same, right? How many tests must he score, or how many marks must he score in the 4th test? Oh, so altogether there will be how many tests now? There must be now 4 tests already, right? So how many marks must he score in the 4th test so that he gets an average of 75 marks? So there will be altogether 4 tests already. And now every one of them is 75. So to find how many marks he must score, you will have to find the increase. The increase is the score, right? The increase is the marks that he must score. So 69 times 3. Do your working. You will get 207. Then 75 times 4, you will get 300. So you minus to get the increase. So he must score 93 marks. Then what will happen? Then the average will become higher, become 75 already. Aubrey, correct, Aubrey? Okay, so all these are 1 mark. 1 mark, quite easy. Okay, next one, question 18, angles. Okay, if anyone need to copy down, let me know. Okay, done already? Okay, now Raj is facing point G from point A. Okay, so how you going to find the answer? He turned 225 degrees in the anti-clockwise. Number one, if you see a big number, break up into smaller numbers. Or you can even break up
So
90, 90.
what is the answer for 17?
Sorry, Rebel, what do you say?
What is the answer? Oh, okay.
Ah, Miss Song can't hear you. You have to say a bit clearly,
Thank
louder.
you. Oh, okay, never.
Ah, what are you talking? Miss Song don't know what you're saying. Okay, maybe your mic is a bit not so clear. Okay, so have you answered your own question already? Answer your own question already, ah? Okay, but Miss Song don't know what is your question now. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Question 18. Now, 225 degrees, what do? You break up into smaller numbers. You can break up into 180, or you can break up into something even smaller. 90, 90, 45 degrees. Number one. Anti-clockwise, going backwards. Okay, number two. All right, number three. How to get the answer? Put the compass into the boxes. So where is the compass? He is facing point G from point A. So he must be at point A. So put the compass inside. Inside. How do you do that? He is in the middle of the compass. Okay? And your compass must have a 8-point compass. 8-point compass using pencil, no ruler. All right, when you draw into the picture, you must use a pencil. And he's facing point G from point A. So where is point G? Point G is here. Okay? And he turned 225 degrees anti-clockwise. 90, go backwards. 90, 45. So where is he facing now? Point D. Correct? Yeah. Okay, no mistake, huh? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, Jialer, help me to double check whether got mistake, Jialer. And the rest of you also. Okay, next one, question 19. The figure is made of squares of side 1 cm. What's the area of the shaded triangle in the figure? Okay, now, there is a quick way to do this. Okay, because maybe some of you, you tell Mr. Ong the base is here, but the height you confuse because the height looks a bit not so obvious. Now, I'm going to show you the method. Okay, there's a very quick way to do it. This is an obtuse triangle. Can you draw into a right angle triangle? The base is here. Of course, I mean the height is here, right? The height. So what you can do is you can actually draw the height a bit nearer. Okay, a bit nearer to the base to form a right angle, and that's how it looks like. So the shaded triangle is also the right angle triangle. Now, this method is very important. It will help you to solve harder problems. You must know how to draw any triangle into a right angle triangle. Okay? Yeah. And then how do you find this right angle triangle? Then that will be easier already. Half times base, which is 1. The base is 1, and the height is 3. Half times 1 times 3, and you will get how many? You will get 3 divided by 2 will be 1.5, right? So the area of the shaded figure is 1.5 cm square. Okay? Of course, you tell Mr. Y must do this. Can I just like that lah? Half times what? Half times 1 times 3 also can. Right? Why did Mr. show you the right angle triangle? Is to revise the method. Okay, the method that you're going to use to solve harder problems later on. This is too simple. No need to even draw into a right angle triangle. Okay? Okay, next one. Question 20, what's the parameter? To find the parameter, you must add the straight lines, which is 7 plus 7, and then you must find the circumference also. And this is a semicircle. Put the half in front and the pi d. Pi d. Okay? All right. Always write the formula first. Put the fraction in front to show a semicircle. Then half times pi. And what's the diameter? It's an equilateral triangle. So the dotted line is also 7. And that is also the diameter. And then change the whole number into a fraction. Then cancel. 2 divided by 2, divided by 2, 7 divided by 7, 7 divided by 7. Once the denominator is 1 already, 1 times 11 times 1, 11 over 1, which is 11 cm. So that's the circumference of the semicircle. Then what do? Take the straight lines plus the circumference, and you will get the parameter. Okay, perimeter is not circumference. Circumference is just the arc. The arc. Perimeter is the arc and the straight lines. Okay, Jairus, can you start a video? Miss Song can't see you. Jairus, what happened to you? You okay? Yeah, Miss Song must see your face. Your face, not cannot see your face.
My camera always every time like that on.
Okay, never mind. It's okay. Okay, coming to question 31 now. Question 31, pie chart. Pie chart, if you see pie chart, most of the time, not all the time, almost 99% or 90% of the time, we use percentage. Okay, but sometimes we can use fractions, but most of the time we do percentage. So the right angle is 25%, and this is how many percent? So you have this is a straight line actually, okay? But in the exam, the question will tell you it's a straight line. Okay, so then the adventure is 50% and the joke is 15%. So your picture cannot be very clean. You must put numbers on the picture. Right? Any picture you see on any question, you have to put something on the picture, numbers, okay? So then if 300 pupils prefer joke books, then 15 units. 15% is also 15 units. That will be 300. So how many pupils are there altogether? Then you find 1%. 1% first, then later you can find how many altogether. So 300 divided by 15. You may have to do guess and check because you are dividing by two-digit number. So how to divide by two-digit number? You guess. Is it 1 times 15 become 30? Or is it 2 times 15? So you guess and check. 2 times 15 will be 30. Then you minus. Okay, and that's how you get your 1%, which is 20. Then 100% will be 100 times 20. Shortcut, 1 times 2, you get 2. There are 3 zeros put behind. So 2000. Correct? Okay, make sure you don't use calculator for paper 1. Okay, question 22 is a 1 mark question actually, but why is it a 2 mark? Because sometimes a school may want the paper 1 to be easier. So that's why the 1 mark become 2 marks. Okay, sometimes, yeah, the school wants the paper 1 to be easier. So how do you find the percentage discount? Fraction. Fraction. Numerator is the discount, $60. How do you get 60? Usual price is 300. She bought it at 240. So she saved $60. The denominator is the price at first. Okay, the price. The denominator is always at first. What is the at first? Then what's the denominator? Make it 100. Make the denominator 100. So divide by 3, divide by 3. 20 over 100. How many percent discount? 20% discount. So you write as a fraction, you get the answer faster. Right? Remember, it's not about getting the answer correct. It's about how fast you get the answer for paper 1. Okay, you don't want to take so long and then the other questions you cannot finish. Okay, question 23. Okay, question 23, if you're confused with the percentage with the remainder, this is how you do. Fruiterer had 440 oranges. He sold 120 in the morning and 35% of the remainder. What is 35% talking about? Look at what's behind the off. The remainder. Go and find how many is the remainder. 440 minus 120, get the remainder, which is 320, and put on top. Do the same for the paper 2. When you see paper 2, something like that, also put the number on top. And then 35% of the remainder is 35% times 320. Correct? And then change the percentage into fraction times 320. Change the whole number into fraction also. Then go and cancel. Right? So 10 divided by 5. 35 divided by 5. So you can also cancel vertically. Diagonally also can. Okay? Then 2 divided by 2. 32 divided by 2 also can. 16. So once the denominator is 1 already, 7 times 16 become 112 over 1. So how many did he sell in the afternoon? 112 in the afternoon. So how many oranges left? Then you just take 440 minus 120 minus 112. Okay, whatever answers you found, you can put it onto the problem lah, something like that. Put it below the word. Okay, so you minus 440 minus 120 minus 112, answer 208 left. Correct? Still easy, Okay, Mr. We haven't really seen any hard questions yet. They are generally quite easy, medium, okay, and not hard yet. Okay, question 24. This is a topic that I think I haven't taught you yet. Nets and solid figures. Okay, so don't worry if you don't know how to do this, okay? So, because you haven't done yet. So the diagram shows a net. Net means what you see. When you unwrap the present or when you unwrap the cuboid, it looks like a two-dimensional figure. This is like two dimension. And when you draw a cuboid, it becomes a three-dimension, 3D. Right? Okay, so square base. Oh, by the way, this is a square base, okay? So this is a square base, or maybe Mr. should draw a bit nicer. Must have a square base, right? So the cuboid has a square base like this. So the cuboid doesn't have to always be lying down. It can be standing up. Okay, your job is to find the numbers and put over here. Right, so can you find the length, breadth, and height? How to do that? Okay, then you see carefully, do you see that this side, this side, this side, identical. So divide by 3. 8, 8, 8. Okay, so the side of the square base is 8. Here also 8. Okay, what's the length? Then you take 52 minus what? Minus 8 minus 8. Okay, and you will get this one, the longer length. So 32 minus 16, then divide by 2. So what do you get? So 32 minus 16 divided by 2, that will be 18. The length is 18. Then you put it onto here, which is the same. All right, and then now you can find the volume. So length times height. Right, so we always start with what? We always start with the order. What's the order? Length times breadth times height. Okay, go by the order to get the volume. So 8 times 8 times 18, your answer is 1152 centimeter cube, which is the volume of the cuboid. Okay, don't worry if you don't know how to do this, don't worry. You will do that later on in the next lesson. Okay, I will teach you the new topic. You have to watch videos to see how to do. Okay, all right, let's go to question 25. Okay, by the way, did anyone get the answer correct for those who have done already? Only one. Okay, Jairus. The rest. Okay. All right, let's go to question 25. Okay, methods. Now, do we have methods for paper one? Yes, for the harder questions. All right. So every 15 tickets, grouping. So I'm going to just write the template. So this template is going to be important when you do your paper two again. Paper two. When you have harder questions using grouping method, then you will need to draw this template. So you need to label what? Label according to what the question says. And then this is you can call it what commission, okay? Commission. Okay, let's put down what do you want to call this? Maybe free lah. How you want to label up to you. Okay, so make sure it's according to the question. So for every 15 tickets, what happened? He received $6 as commission. So how many tickets did he sell if he received a total? So actually it's quite easy. So maybe Miss Lam, okay, maybe Miss Lam just put down here commission, so that it looks more relevant. And this will be the $6. Okay, the bonus, the commission that he received for selling 15 tickets. What do you put in the box? What do you put in the box? Now you put how many? How many tickets? What do you put in the bracket? You put how much value? How much value? So, is there any free tickets that he will get? No. What's the total tickets in one group? 15. So do we know how much is here? You just put 0. But we know that he will get $6. And so one group is $6. And by the way, do I need to write this thing down? No need, because if the question is too simple, like it's actually a very simple problem, you don't even need to write all this because too simple already. So you just take $78 and then you divide by how much is one group, and you will get 13 groups. And if there are 13 groups, how many tickets? Then just 13 times 15, because one group is 15 tickets. So 13 times 15, you will get how many tickets? 195 tickets. Now, this template that you see, this template is more for harder questions. This question is too simple. Again, it can be a 1 mark also, 1 mark question, right? So we use the template for harder questions. All right. Otherwise, this is how you do. Very simple steps. Okay, question 26. Okay, question 26. You can see there's a ratio. Then ratio method. Okay, ratio method. So how do you convert the fraction to ratio? This one, eyes must open big. Because ratio is a method, and if you see fractions, you have to know how to convert the fraction to ratio. So you break up the fraction, you can draw model, or you can change it to ratio. A is to B, 3 is to 4. And some of you didn't put the total. If you don't put the total, you may get stuck later. Now, box B is 3/4 as heavy as box C. Again, break up the fraction. The numerator is 3. The box B is the 3, and the box C is 4. Okay? And then you also have a total. Now, when you write these two ratio, what will happen? Don't get tricked. Don't think that, the total is the same. They are not the same. These are two different families, two different ratios. They don't know each other. So you have to look at these two ratio and see what is the same, which is the letter. The letter is the same. And guess what? The number is also not the same. So you have to make the number the same. So you have to times 4 times 3. So this ratio times 3 and that ratio times 4. And then what do you get? Then you will get 9 is to 12 is to 21. Then 12 is to 16 is to 28. Now, what happened to this ratio? You have one big ratio. One big ratio already. And you can call them all units if you like. They are all units. All right, so what's the ratio of box A to box C? Then you look at box A and you look at box C. Isn't that 9 is to 16? So do you get correct? Anyone got mistake? This is considered also quite easy. Almost all the questions, or rather all the questions so far are quite manageable, okay? Not hard. Let's go to question 27. Now, the table shows the mass of 4 boys whose mass is nearest to the average. You will have to find the average. So you add together, then divide by 4. So you take 32 plus 35 plus 40 plus 38. You will get 145. Wow. And then divide by 4. And then you get a bit confused. How come got decimal? Huh? So 145 and you divide by 4 to get average. And if you divide correctly, you will get 36.25. This is the average. Whose mass is closest to the average? Now you cannot guess and check. You can't guess. You can't think, oh, I think Alan is closer. You will have to prove it. How do you prove it? Look at Alan, 32. Then what must you do? You must go and take 36.25 minus 32 to find the difference. So the difference is 4.25. So let's write down here. Then take 36.25 minus Ben, which is 35. And the difference is 1.25. So put down here. And then 40 minus 36.25 to get 3.75. Okay, 3.75. And put here. And then 38 minus 36.25 to find the difference, which is 1.75. And put here. So whose mass is the nearest? You look for the smallest difference. And the answer is Ben. So do you get Ben? Okay, very good. Maybe this is a bit harder, lah, but I think it's still quite easy, right? Okay, good. Let's go to question 28. Now, question 28, trapezium. What is special about trapezium? Trapezium has only two lines that are parallel, right? And then find ACD, put the question mark. Very important. Otherwise, you find the wrong answer. So Mr. keep telling you, put the question mark, because if you don't put the question mark, you're going to find the wrong answer. All right, next step. What do you do next step? Don't care the question mark. Look for other angles that are easier to find. There's an X. X you should know already. Then opposite angles are the same. So this is 138. Then you see there are two markings. What does it tell you? Isosceles triangle. So this angle and this angle is the same. You take 180 and you minus 138, then divide by 2. You will get 21, and here is 21. And then you get stuck. You get stuck because or maybe you can continue to find. You can keep finding. So 180 minus 138, you get 42. And then you get stuck. You get stuck because don't know how to continue. Okay, why you will get stuck is because you forgot that when there are two lines that are parallel, what happened? There is a special letter, Z, N, F, K, F. So when you see lines that are parallel, there are special letters. Is there any F here? Don't have. But you have a Z. So when there's a Z, what happened? This is 21, and the question mark is also 21. So Z, F, and N. Take note of the F. Okay, the F is very interesting. If you can see a F, what happened? Wow, you can get the answer very fast already. So this is a F can be lying down. So the angles are the same also. Okay, so you have Z, N, F, and of course your X lah, your X. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So answer 21 degrees. Question 29. PSLE question in the paper one. So this is a real PSLE question. So PQRS is a rectangle. The shaded square is 9 meters square. Go and put inside. Go and put. Don't know how to do, just put inside. Then think about it. Square, square. Can you find one side of a square? What times what equal 9? 3 times 3 equal 9. Okay. You want to find the unshaded part? Then what do? Then you need to find the entire rectangle minus away the square. Take away method. So what's the length? The length is 5 plus 10 plus 3. Isn't that 18? Easy, right? And then what's the breadth here? Then you have 6. Okay, let me use a different color. 6 plus 3, then plus 3. And then what is that? That will be 12 meter. So what's the area of this rectangle? 18 times 12, right? 18 times 12, do your working. You are tested on how to multiply two-digit number. So I hope you know how to multiply two-digit number. Then after that, take away method, 216 minus, take away means minus the square, minus 9. And you get your shaded, the unshaded. So your answer will be 207 centimeters square. Now, meter square. Now, can you see that I did not put the meter inside the step? So it's okay if you don't put, but you make sure that your final answer, you put the meter square. Otherwise, you will minus marks. Okay, clear so far? Okay, last question. So far, before we go to the last question, do you have a lot of mistakes? You should have quite few mistakes, right? Or maybe zero mistakes, right? Zero. So let's go to the last one. Question 30, bar graph. Bar graph count the gaps, because if you don't count the gaps, you will think that there are 5 lines, but there is only 4. 4. So don't assume that there are 5 units, because in this bar graph is 4 units, which is 100, and then 1 unit is 25, and then your this number one this tall one is 500 plus 25 plus 25, that will be 550. And then 500. So please put the numbers on your bar graph and you can work backwards. 400 minus 25, you get 375, right? And then store 4 is 600. And then this one is 500 minus 25 is 475. Okay, first step, put numbers on the bar graph, line graph also. What was the percentage of the pupils who shop at store 2? Now, how to make it easier? What was the fraction of the pupils who shop at store 2? So change it. Change it to a fraction. So can you find the fraction? All the pupils is how many? Go and plus them all together. So you have 550 plus 500 plus 375 plus 600 and then plus 475. You get total 2,500. And how many shop at store 2? 500. Okay, then how? Then you will need to make the denominator 100. If you don't know how to make the denominator 100, there is another way. Okay, what is the other way? Times 100%. That is the other way. Okay, so you change the whole number into a fraction. Cancel, cancel, cancel 20. Cancel 20. All right, and then cancel 20, right? And then what do you get? You get 500 over 25, right? So can you divide by 5? 25 divided by 5 become 5. 500 divided by 5 become 100. Cancel again. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 100 divided by 5 is 20. And now you can see the denominator is 1, right? And then you can multiply the numerators. So 20 times 1, 1 times 1. So 20%. So what's the lesson here? If you cannot make the denominator 100, you still can multiply by 100. Understand? Okay, so do you get more than 40 marks upon 45? Yeah, if you get below 30, then if you get below 30, okay, what happened? Then go and revise your level 1 worksheets. All the level 1 worksheets. Okay? Yeah, you need to make sure your foundation is good. Then you can do paper 2. All right, now before we end the lesson, now Miss Song told your parents that today is supposed to be the last paper 1 for this month, but it is not the last Monday for June. Next Monday is still June, right? So we will have paper 1 lesson next Monday, and that will be the last one. Then we have a break in July. Then August, we will resume our paper 1, and that paper 1 will be hard paper 1 already. Will be your PSLE paper 1 already. Okay? All right. So next week there will be one more paper 1 lesson. Okay, so I will send you the paper 1 later the week. All right. Any questions before we end the lesson? No questions? Okay, then I'll see you the next Monday. Right? Any questions you can stay behind, okay, and ask me. All right, goodbye everybody. See you next Monday.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Okay, goodbye. Aubrey, you got question? No question.